All right, so Mike asked us to try smoked tomatoes. So there they are, tomatoes. No seasoning, no oil, no nothing. Just going into the smoker. And we decided, well, if we're gonna run the smoker for 5 hours, might as well throw some beef jerky in there as well. So that's Chan's teriyaki dressing we use for teriyaki chicken. Just sort of juiced, what do you want to call it, ramped up. Extra of everything, so it's extra flavor. Marinated overnight, kind of a mix of a rump roast and some, I think, New York steak. Interesting, should be edible, that's for sure. It's always the goal, edible. Got the smoker set, it's actually set to 165 on super smoke mode. Not your mama, not your mama. Bin of pellets, how we doing? Yeah, we got lots of pellets for now. I might have to add some more later. I think we're good. So the goal here is just to stir occasionally. The jerky will be done in 3 hours-ish. And the goal would be to smoke this for 5 hours, and then we will put it onto the freeze dryer trays, freeze it, and then we'll have a finished product. That's the goal. Anyways, I'll try and remember to actually film the end results and the freeze drying process, and then we'll try and string this all together into a video and share it on SSMiker later. All right, in keeping with the theme of smoked, we're going to try smoked beets. To smoke the beets, first we have to cook them, which we're going to do in the air fryer. Just peel, olive oil, salt and pepper, air fryer for, I don't know, 20 minutes at 380, 390 till fork tender. And then after that, they're going to go in the smoker for a while. Not sure how long, probably to taste. Good, a couple hours anyways. And then we'll see what the result is. I might even do some garlic later, but if I do, you'll be the first to know. Okay, here we go. Beets, peeled, drizzled in olive oil, salt and pepper, as promised. Into the air fryer. Oh, this filming with one hand is for the birds. Anyways, there you go. And we're going to throw it in 390, maybe 400, I guess, probably. For, I'm going to guess it's going to take close to 20 minutes, but start with 15. All right, here we are. So what have we been doing? Well, we decided we're going to smoke and roast some garlic. We roast garlic all the time, but this time I'm going to smoke it, and I'm going to do the exact opposite of the beets. I'm going to smoke it first and then roast it in the air fryer just like I would normally. Only doing three bulbs, bulbs, heads, whatever they're called. I'm only doing 3 of them just as an experiment. And meanwhile, the beets are also ready to hit the smoker. They're delicious exactly the way they are, but I'm going to see what happens when I smoke them for an hour and a half. They're already fork tender and edible, so now it's just a matter of transferring the smoke in. So all this is going down and going in the smoker, and we'll probably stir the tomatoes at the same time. All right, here we go. It's been 1 hour since we put the tomatoes and the jerky on. Let's see what's going on in here. Looks just like I thought it would. Some tomatoes and some jerky. Now we gotta find room for the garlic and the beets. This is gonna be tricky. Might have to transfer some of those onto the grill and or the one below. Or I might have to wait to do the beets. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, I could put the third shelf in. Let's see what we can do. I'll be back to you in a bit. All right, so here's what we settled on. First, I stirred the tomatoes and I sampled them. And although there's just a hint, a little hint of the smoky flavor, you can tell it's going to be good, I think. Then back in here, we've set the 3 garlics. There's our beets, and we moved the upper rack to the last rack of the jerky to the top. And now we're just going to close her back up again and let her continue to smoke. at 165. It's going to come back up to, right now it's 151. And not the mama. 151 will come up to 165. It'll actually probably be closer to 170, 175. Traeger's not particularly good at low temperature, but I guess that's good because it means things cook a little faster or get ready a little faster. So we'll see what happens in an hour or so. Okay, we're 2 hours in, still at 165, still on super smoke. Jerky is definitely starting to dry out, but I think still has quite a ways to go. Let's get the beets. Let's taste one of these. There's the beet. Starting to get some smoke. Not much. They can definitely stay in there longer. The garlic is still hard, which it will be. I don't expect it to cook. Again, the goal is to get some smoke. I'm going to have to stir those. The jerky is definitely getting closer. It doesn't take too long to do jerky in this Traeger, which I've learned the hard way a few times. All right, I'm gonna stir the tomatoes and put it back on for another half hour. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna guess that was a little over 3 hours of smoking for the beets and for the garlic. The garlic I reapplied oil because they did dry out somewhat, and they're going to go into the roasting pan now and fully cook. But the beets are done. You can eat them just like this. They're delicious, got a nice smoky flavor. Or let them get cold, chop them up and put them in a salad, which is probably what's going to happen with these, considering I'm not going to eat right now. Anyways, that's it. The jerky's mostly off. The tomatoes will be on for a while more. It is pretty much a tomato soup. I'll do a separate video just showing that, but it's very liquidy, so it's going to be interesting what to do with it on the freeze dryer. I think that's why they suggest to freeze it first and then dry it. So we will see what happens there. It's going to be interesting. Okay, later. Okay, the roasted garlic is done. As you can see, it looks pretty dry from the outside. But when you break it open, it's pretty darn tasty looking, and still a little hot. But I'm gonna have to try it anyways. First, I thought it tasted just like roasted garlic. But the smokiness kind of comes in at the end. Nice, worth the effort? Not sure. If I'm barbecuing anyway or smoking anyways, makes sense to just throw them on. So, anyways, that's that. The smoked tomatoes are still smoking. Like I said, just like a big pot of stewed tomatoes now. So I'm not sure how much it's going to absorb the smoke. I'm going to stir it a lot more often now. And we'll see, but it definitely is delicious. Whether it's delicious and smoky enough's another question. But all right, talk to you later. Okay, here we are. Almost exactly 5 hours to when we put the tomatoes in. I can tell you right now, it's going to look like stewed tomatoes. That's really where we're at. I could leave it in longer. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. It might just reduce it down. And even reduces down is a good thing, because ultimately all this moisture is going away anyways. What does it taste like? It tastes like stewed tomatoes. with a hint of smokiness. But really, well, I say, but really, I just ate like 5 roasted smoked garlic heads there, not heads, but whatever they call them, bulbs, whatever. I can never remember the name because I'm old and stupid. But anyways, I ate a bunch of them because they were really yummy. Really, really yummy. Not that this is bad, this is delicious. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens once we freeze dry it and take all the moisture out, because everything is going to be incredibly concentrated. As you can see, we left the skin on. Don't see any reason to take the skin off, considering we're going to blend it to a powder. All right, that's that. I haven't decided. I might just let her run another hour or 2. We've got quite a bit in here. It's a pretty deep pan. I'll just keep stirring it. Okay, it's 7:15, 13, something like that, p.m. This thing's been in here for a while. So I had Trianne taste it because, you know, she's a better taster than I am. She said it tastes like stewed tomatoes with a smoky overtaste. I think that's what we were going for. And she brightly points out that by the time we freeze this and then freeze dry it, lose all that liquid, it's going to get somewhat more concentrated. So hey, it was an experiment. We're at like 7 hours now instead of 5. So I'm going to shut her down, and probably won't do any more till tomorrow, because we'll probably freeze it tonight. But we'll see. Depends on how ambitious I get. And Trianne, because let's face it, she knows how to run the freeze dryer and I don't. But whatever. Talk to you later. All right, so we're getting ready to put them in the freeze dryer. As you can see, they're frozen. You pre-freeze them, just saves you some time. Now the 2 end ones are the smoked tomatoes, and the middle 2 are tomato peels from leftovers from when Trianne was doing her egg salsa. Jeez, I thought a cat just jumped on him. No, cat jumped in here. Thought she jumped right up on the trays. There's Trianne over there. She's making something.
Bone broth.
Bone broth. Yummy. Doesn't that look good? All right. So I'm going to take these down and put them in the freeze dryer now. But I don't have a clue what I'm doing, so I'm going to beg for help. So here we are. 19 hours and 12 minutes, and I guess 13 minutes into the freeze drying. So we're getting close, according to that bar, to having freeze-dried smoked tomatoes. All right. All right, it is beeping, says it is complete. I've opened the drain valve and vented it. So now I'm going to actually open it. I have to check to see how many hours. So 34 hours, I think is what it took. So these are the freeze-dried potato peels, but that's not what we're interested in. This is the smoked tomatoes, freeze-dried smoked tomatoes. Certainly feel dry. Wow. That's interesting. I didn't say good, but I didn't say bad. It's definitely good. Definitely got some smoky flavor to it. And yeah, that's like a tomato candy. Anyways, I'm gonna take them out, take them upstairs, and figure out whether I'm gonna blend them tonight or tomorrow. Talk to you later. Well, you're in it now, you keep talking. Not you personally, just your voice. Okay, your voice is fine. All right. Maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I won't. Depends how ambitious I am. So here's what they look like in better light. There's the potato peels. They're actually really yummy. I tore out that corner there. What did I say?
Tomato peel.
Tomato skin, tomato peel. Okay. I think she's probably right. So we discussed what we're going to do with these. In the other video, it said you could just break them up into chunks and rehydrate them. Both of us don't think that's a particularly useful idea. So I think we're going to blend them up into powder. And then we'll let you know how that goes. But just so you know, they taste very good. Just breaking off a chunk and eating it. It's like, it's got the consistency of sponge sloppy, but just delicious. Savory. Nothing in there but tomatoes. Anyways, talk to you later. All right, here we go, tomato skins. Turning into air. That's weird. That's really weird. This turns into air.
Just get the little, I'll get the little thing.
Oh, there it all comes down.
Tomato skin.
Freeze dried tomato skins.
No, that's smoked tomatoes.
Break off a piece and eat it. That's just stuff that came out of the tomato.
Tomato skin.
There was nothing in there but on it but chopped up tomatoes. Like a pink whirlwind of goodness. Just still working on the, what did we agree? Skins? Tomato skins. Okay, I'm glad I filmed the blending of the potato skins, considering, or peels, can't remember which we agreed, considering I didn't remember to film any of this. But here's the aftermath. Turns out we had a few things that were thicker, more dense, that's still a little moisture, so I tried to exclude them as much as I could. But I do feel like the powder, now mind you, this is the first time I've done this, so maybe this is normal, but I felt like the powder was just a little bit stickier. So we've got them in jars, basically. What do we got there? Small quart sealer and a quart sealer. But that's what we came up with. One of them for our good buddy SSMiker, and one we'll keep and try out. We threw oxygenators in there to help with the moisture, I hope. But they're tasty, that's for darn sure. You eat these, and my son said they taste like ketchup chips, but I don't know if quite like that, but it's like a toffee that just melts on down with delicious smoky tomato flavor. So should be interesting now to cook with. Talk to you later. Bye.